Hello everybody, you know what it is, the first news video of 2020. Now, this isn't super exciting, but it is information and vital information that I think a lot of you guys are looking forward to and would like to know. Man, I just love standing in front of this collection talking to you guys. I love you. Am I being too extra right now? I probably am. But a very big topic going around in not only the Sonic community, but this channel as a whole, like a lot of our recent videos have been focusing on this topic, has been the Sonic the Hedgehog Netflix series coming next year in 2022. Doesn't seem that long, which is good. It's 2021 now. I'm gonna be saying that like every video for the rest of the year, aren't I? As we know, that show was announced by Netflix, but then they deleted the tweet. We still don't know the reason why, and we still don't know when it's gonna be officially announced. Guess we'll see. But what we know is that it is a thing because it just doesn't make sense why it wouldn't be a thing. Why would Netflix tweet that out if it wasn't real? We know people working on it and some of the smaller information there, but we don't know anything about story, characters, what it ties into, what it doesn't tie into, what it is. Is it its own property? Is it going to be based on anything? We don't know that, but we do have some information about this show thanks to a very, very special person in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise who works on a bunch of amazing stuff from comics to TV show writing, Ian Flynn. As you guys know, Ian Flynn has been writing Sonic comic books for a very long time. He saved the Archie comics, and he was doing an amazing job on IDW, but now he's working on Bad Guys, and you never know, maybe he'll come back to IDW. I don't see why he'd just walk away. Maybe it's for bigger responsibilities. Like maybe he's writing the games. That would be cool. We just gotta get them out. But also some people are wondering, what if it's for a TV show? IDW is like the only place where you can go to get current Sonic the Hedgehog stories. You're not gonna get it in the games. Not only are the stories bad, but there's little to no story in them.
Sonic, help me!
Baby, I'm not even here. I'm a hallucination.
And the story that they try to tell is uninteresting, unengaging, and doesn't reach its full potential. So with the success of the IDW comics, a lot of people were wondering, what if you just do that, but turn it into a TV show? Larger, bigger arcs can be focused on TV with smaller stories in comic book form, or you can adapt the TV show first or after. It kinda would make sense, and a lot of people were wondering if that would happen. Well, Ian Flynn has given some insight to the possibility of that. Ian Flynn has this little podcast called the BumbleKast, where we've got a lot of inside and like behind the scenes details and future Sonic content or how certain things happen, specifically with the comic books obviously, and that's where we found out these horrible mandates that Sega has in place for certain things like Shadow's character and stuff like that. And in that podcast, Ian Flynn answers questions, and one of those questions was related to the Sonic the Hedgehog Netflix series. Obviously the question being whether it's related to the IDW comics or not. Well, here's the answer.
And it got me thinking about the IDW Sonic comics and the TMNT comics. If Netflix approached you on adapting either of them for their platform, what changes would you do, if any, to make them fit the TV style format?
As for IDW Sonic, that thing's almost already built for television. The two arcs I wrote, I approached it kind of as an episodic shonen manga almost in terms of construction. You know, each individual issue is kind of bite-sized. It tells a story. It's got a high action quotient, has an overarching plot, but each individual story is pretty self-contained. I don't think you'd really need to edit or adapt it that much. Netflix, call me. We'll do lunch.
They'll give you two seasons and then it'll be canceled.
Wow, what a great clip, huh? So yes, we know now that the show will probably, unless if everything's just being done behind Ian Flynn's back and it's not being involved with him, the show has nothing to do with IDW. That'd be kind of bad if it was IDW and they just didn't tell Ian Flynn, but I can assure that it probably will not be. Main reasons for this being, well, we know that it's going to be 3D, and well, a 3D version of the IDW comics would be interesting, honestly. I don't think that they would do that. It's just kind of weird. It's just so drastically different stylistically, and I think Sega wants to have and I think Sega, when it comes to media, wants all the different forms to be separate. The video games are different from the movie is different from the comic books, and now I'm pretty sure the comic books will be different from the TV shows that'll be coming out. I'm sure the show will be its own thing, set in its own world, with its own characters, same Sonic characters that we're used to, but its own cast, not as extended. It probably won't have Tangle, Whisper, any of those characters. It will be its own thing, and we're just waiting to see what that thing might be. As I've stated, the show is yet to be officially announced. It was officially announced, but then they removed the official announcement So I still believe that Sega plans on announcing this show at their own event or something like that, whether it's a South by Southwest panel or their own event like a Sonic 25th anniversary party. With this show now being confirmed to not have anything to do with IDW, Sega wanting to have all the different forms of media in their own continuity so it doesn't get so confusing and convoluted, which I can respect in a way. What do I think that this will have in store now that we know it's going to be its own story? Well, if you guys like to hear more about what to expect from the show, I did make a video talking about like all the information we have so far and what it means and the prior stuff that these companies have worked on we could take away from that. I don't expect for this show to be serious as in like The Dark Knight or like a Batman show. I expect it to be lighthearted and goofy with stakes, with maybe some serious moments and character development, but I don't think it's going to get per se dark. I don't think that it's good for the brand to go down that road. One, Sega's done with doing dark stuff. Forces tried to be dark in its own way and it backfired on them tremendously. It was laughable how much they tried, but they failed incredibly. The Dark Age, not because of the tone, but just content that was coming around that time, did not leave a good taste in people's mouths. I think that this show will be set in bright, colorful places like Green Hill Zone, like towns with like little stores and in cities and in bright places, not dystopian, apocalyptic areas and crack dens. I don't know. Sonic is, when I say that Sonic's a kid franchise, I'm not saying it's something that only fans can enjoy or that it's made for people who watch Teletubbies, but Sonic is literally aimed towards this demographic. It doesn't mean it can't appeal to teenagers, adults, that kind of stuff, but currently in 2021, Sonic is being aimed towards young boys and people hitting puberty. That's the age for Sonic. And I think that they're going to stick around that road of like kind of like what Cartoon Network has done with shows like Adventure Time regular show. That's what I expect. In terms of tone, knowing it's going to be its own story, there are a lot of possibilities, and I'm glad that it's not restricted to the IDW universe to where they only have to follow that, where they have to do that. I think that's incredibly limiting. I believe that creators should be able to flex their muscles on their own endeavors, on their own stories, and being able to do whatever they want in the confines of their own universe. We know the company's working on this, but I'm excited to see the people who'll be working on this, the writers, the showrunners. That's what I'm really excited to see. Knowing it's going to be 3D, I'm excited to see what the characters will look like. Will they have different designs? What are they going for? I'm just so excited to see what they quite possibly are going to do. As I've stated, that this show is going to do great things for Sonic. It is long-form storytelling. It's a TV show that people can go back to after they see the movie or before they see the movie. It depends on when the show comes out in 2022. The movie is going to introduce Tails and Knuckles, but it's going to be more Sonic-y. It's going to open up the general public and new fans to this universe that they might not be that familiar with. A lot of people might be like, who is that Tails guy? I don't want Sonic to have friends. It's gonna introduce them to these characters, so when they go to other Sonic media and they see them, they're already familiar with those characters. This show is very much going to focus on Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Eggman. You might get Shadow in there, since Shadow is a heavily marketed and merchandised character right now. What you see on store shelves is what you're going to get in other media, so I expect to see the characters that are merchandised. Sonic has a very bright future, and this show is a vital piece in that, so IDW not being attached to it is very interesting, and I think this is somewhat of a smart decision. Yeah, IDW is great, but I think it should be its own thing and tell its own stories and not be limited by a show, and the show to not be limited by IDW. It was a small piece of news, and I'm glad I was able to bring it to you, so I want to know what you think. Let me know. What do you think about this show not being tied into the IDW Sonic the Hedgehog comics? Do you like it? Do you not? Let me know in the comments section down below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. My social media is in the description below. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And the most important thing, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I'd love to have you here. Join this family. It's a giant year for Sonic, the 30th anniversary, so you won't want to miss a thing, as we're going to be uploading twice a week. I'm very excited for this new chapter. It's going to be an amazing year, and the Sonic TV show is even a part of it, but there will be plenty of stuff to talk about related to it. So that's it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Wah!